So check this out. Magnetic front cap. No, it's not third party. It actually comes with these brand new Sigma I series lenses. What I have in hand right now is the 35mm f2 and the 65mm f2. Unfortunately, if you have a filter on these lenses, these magnetic caps don't work. That's why they still provide these regular lens cap right here. Anyway, I want to start off with the build and the feel of these lenses first, just because Sigma lenses are notoriously sharp. We're still going to comment on the image quality in the later half of the video. We got a ton of dope helicopter shots of the Las Vegas Strip with these lenses. Yeah, we took social distancing to a whole nother level. We'll start off with the looks first. These are aesthetic as fuck. They're incredibly nice to look at and to hold, and they feel very premium. The I series lenses are all metal construction, including these lens hood right here. Now, even though these lenses are small, they do got a bit of heft to them, especially when I mount it on the a7C. I do feel a little bit of that front drag. I don't feel that same front drag when I'm shooting with the Sony 35-1.8 or the Zeiss 55-1.8. Now that's just me being nitpicky. The entire setup is still very compact, light, and small, which really fits the theme of the Sony a7C. C on that stands for compact, and coincidentally, these lenses are from the C line, which stands for contemporary. Now, in case you didn't know, Sigma has 3 categories for their lenses: art, contemporary, and sports. With art series lenses, they try to achieve the most superb image quality coming out of that lens with the fastest aperture possible. We're talking about f1.2, f1.4. With that in mind, if the lens is bigger and heavier, they don't really mind it, just because there are folks out there who really appreciate the image quality and the faster f-stop and doesn't care too much about the size of the lens. Whereas for folks like me, we want the smaller lenses with the superb image quality. The contemporary lenses are designed for us. Look at how compact these lenses are. And you're not going to notice crazy aperture on these lenses. Both of these are f2. The 24mm that's going to be coming out with these 2 lenses, that's a f3.5 for whatever odd reason. And last year, I don't know if you guys remember this, but they released the 45mm, and that was an f2.8. So if you're not crazy on the fast f-stop, super blurry background, but you want to have enough of that blurry background, and if you really value the size, get these contemporary lenses. And lastly, the S stands for sports, which are the super long telephoto lenses for wildlife and sports. Now, it's a little bit confusing because these are contemporary lenses, but they're also branding this as the I series lenses, and the I stands for identity, iconic, and instinctive. I feel like they're marketing this to be some type of lifestyle. If you use Sigma lenses, you are subscribed to this iconic, instinctive, what is the other one? Identity lifestyle. And that's pretty cool. I'm all for that. I mean, these lenses are pretty darn sexy. Even the ring feels really nice to turn. The aperture ring itself, oh man, you can feel every stop when you are twisting that ring. And when you get to the A, oh, snaps on perfectly. And there is no play right here too. There's no accidentally knocking from the A position to the f22 by accident. If you guys watch my previous video on the Viltrox lenses, you remember that aperture ring is just so loose that it's easy to like accidentally knock it to to f16 or something like that, but you won't get that with these Sigma lenses. Now, I don't see on the lens or the instruction that there's an option for declick for the Sigma lenses, but in case I do miss it, let me know in the comments down below. It's also got teeth on the focus ring, so you can adapt a focus pull system as well for manual focusing when you're shooting movies or videos. But I do notice this tweaky humming noise when I'm manual focusing. And when you're auto focusing, if you press this up to your ear, you'll hear that alien critter noise that we are used to with Sigma lenses. But because they did design this from the ground up for mirrorless system, it is not as loud from the DSLR version of those lenses. Anyways, I just figured I'd start with the build and the feel of the lenses first. Now, let's talk about the image quality. Wait, actually no, hold on. Let's show you some of that dope helicopter shots. Okay, so I know this video is about the Sigma I series lenses, but can we just take a brief moment and just appreciate the Sony a7S III footage? I mean, holy cow. We shot all of that at 16,000 ISO, and it still looks so good. Anyways, yeah, what were we talking about? Sigma lenses. Let's talk about the image quality. So as you can tell from the video, we were shooting at night. One of the challenges of doing open door helicopter photography is needing to shoot at a really fast shutter speed to compensate for the vibration and the wind. I'm pushing 1/250 to about 1/320 of a shutter speed just to get stable images. This is where having the f2 on these lenses really helped out a lot because it lets in more light into the sensor. And even at f2, focus to infinity, the images came out super sharp. I told you, Sigma lenses are notoriously sharp. I hardly ever had to hit over 3200 ISO. A few photos may have been 6400, but because the a7C is a full frame sensor camera, the shot still came out looking pretty clean. Autofocus the whole time, by the way, was superb. No hiccups, incredibly snappy, love it. And yes, these shots are heavily edited, so let's go ahead and take a look at some that are minimally edited, no sharpness added, no distortion corrected, just some minor color bouncing. Again, f2, sharp across the board. I'm not noticing any crazy vignetting, especially on the 35mm, and no color fringing whatsoever, or at least no obvious ones. And it's crazy seeing these photos after editing the Viltrox ones from the last video. It's a night and day difference when you pay more for premium lenses. Anyway, bokeh, it's nice. I've always said in my Sigma videos, I really enjoy the background defocus from Sigma lenses. They have a obvious and contrasty look to them. By the way, huge thank you to Maverick Helicopters for flying us up and keeping us safe. I highly recommend doing helicopter photography at least once in your lifetime, especially of the Las Vegas Strip. It's incredibly photogenic. Do it through Maverick. They also fly over Grand Canyon and Hawaii as well. Now, in terms of price, it's not bad. The 35mm f2 is $640 and the 65mm f2 is $700. Now, if you were to compare it to their Sony counterparts, the Sony 35mm 1.8 is $750. I think you can get about $700 during this holiday season sale. It has a 0.2 f-stop difference. In terms of how much of that real life difference that you can perceive, I don't think it's that much if it's just 0.2. So you're really saving about $100 getting the Sigma version, right? Now, of course, we haven't taken a look at the performance, comparing the performance between these two lenses. The 35mm from Sony has that close focusing capability, and this Sigma one does not. So if you want to have that close focusing capability with a 35mm, you might want to consider the Sony 35 1.8 instead. But if you guys want to see a full comparison between the 35 1.8 and the 35 f2 from Sigma, let me know in the comments down below. If this video hits over, I don't know, 1,500 likes, I will make that comparison. 65mm f2, kind of an awkward in-between lens. You usually get like either a 50 or an 85, and I champion the 85 a whole lot. And the Sony 85 1.8, that is $600, $550, so it's a wee bit cheaper than the 65mm f2, and I would urge you to try the 85. But if you don't like that tight of a focal length with the 85, the 65 is a nice in-between, and if you were to compare this with the Zeiss 55 1.8, this is obviously cheaper. Okay, wow, so I've been shaking the 65mm while I was talking about the prices for both lenses when I should have been shaking the 35 for the 35. That's the thing, these lenses, they look incredibly similar. There are minor differences, obviously. I mean, like the height of the 65, but also the filter size. This one is, the 65mm is a 62mm filter thread, and the 35 is a 58mm filter thread. I kind of wish they found some way to make the filter threads the same. You know how Tamron has 67mm filter thread for their 3 zoom lenses. They were able to make There's 17 to 28, 20 to 75, and 70 to 180, even that telephoto at 67mm. So you can share filters across the 3 lenses. The Zeiss bot is same thing with only one exception, but the 4 or the 5 lenses have the same 67mm filter thread. So I kind of wish they made these filter sizes the same, but it's gonna be varying across different lenses. So in case you do have to mount like filters, like ND filters or polarizing filters or whatnot, consider picking up one big one and using the smallest ones to adapt the step-up ring. I forgot what the term was for a second. Get step-up rings for the smaller lenses. Get one big one for the big lens and get the step-up rings for the little ones. So the holidays are coming up. So first off, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Thank you so much for watching my video in 2020. It's been a whack year, yada, yada, yada. You're tired of hearing that, I know, but I really do appreciate you guys watching my video in 2020. I know this video is a little low beat. There wasn't too much to it, but I just want to get this video out. There's still so much more I can do with these lenses, but I'm just trying to take a chill for the rest of the year. Hopefully I'll still have these lenses next month to continue playing with them, but I also have other lenses that I need to play with as well, and I need to get them out in January. So yeah, it's gonna be a fun month for me to play with all these lenses and to share my experience with you guys. But aside from that, I'm looking forward to 2021. I can feel it's gonna be a good year for the channel and for all of us as well. So stay safe, stay tuned, stay subscribed. Again, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. I'll see you guys in the next year and video. Peace.